First, I want to show you a gaming table that's on display in a museum in Germany. The materials are pewter, brass, and tortoiseshell. It's quite exquisite, and I'll be showing you the legs later on in this video. This view is with the top open, showing the backgammon portion of the table. The idea here is so that you can see that there are some straight lines, not only in the triangle pips, but also in the center portion as well. This image shows the individual pieces on the left side that are lying on the bottom of the tray. The right hand side has to do with the packet that contains the background. Now you can see the pieces have already been cut out and they've been laid stacked to the side. But now this shows the packet. Now within that packet you'll see on the top the pattern, and there's some straight lines along the side. The more internal line was cut with an aught blade, and then it's going to be refined later on, and that's what this video is about. To explain a little further, this packet that you see on the right is really made up initially of 3 sheets of material: pewter, brass, and tortoiseshell. And this is what is cut into those smaller pieces on the left side. This is simply to show what the pips or the triangle pieces look like on the center. It's just to give you an idea. You can see the pewter, brass, and tortoiseshell. And again, these pieces are just lying on the tray. They're assembled, but they're not put into the permanent section. This is a sneak preview of what the final project's going to look like, but I wanted to show this ahead of time so that you can see how the borders are perfectly straight, and this is what the video is about. This is a section of the leg for the backgammon table. This particular packet is made with the pattern on the top, and I've cut out each individual piece. As you can see, this is some of the tape that's glued on top just to hold the packet together. What I'm wanting to do now is, after I've made my cut along the side of what the actual packet is to be, then I want to make sure that it's perfectly flat. So after I've cut it through, I've now put it on a vise, and I can see the black line that's on the top that I want to make that very flat and even. And I use the file, holding it level, and I'm moving in the direction of the cut that I want to make to just barely cut off this black line. Now I know that I'm flat, and all 3 pieces in the packet, which are pewter, brass, and tortoiseshell, are going to be exactly flat. Now this is focused in a bit, and you can see that the black line is pretty much cleared. There's a couple of little areas, and I would want to put this area back in the middle of the vise so I'd have a little bit more fixture with it. But there you can see a little closer up view, hopefully it's not too blurred out, where you can see the actual line itself can be perfectly flat with this type of technique. Now we'll make a few more cuts in the same area. We've moved the piece down underneath the jaws of the vise for stabilization and moving in one direction so that we can cut right across the top, flattening all 3 materials at the same time. Now we'll repeat this process all the way to the end, where we get it right exactly with that line so that we're perfectly flat and perfectly straight. Then we will tape this so that it makes the packet more stable. We'll end up cutting the other line with the Chevrolet and doing the same thing on the reverse side. Here are the pieces that are cut out. This is from the parts that goes to the original, and these 2 are the contra pieces, the ones that will not apply to the original. Inside this packet is pewter, brass, and tortoiseshell, and here comes the fun part. Here's where we'll break apart this packet and take out the individual backgrounds and place these in. So here we go. Here comes the fun. So here's the first part that's been cut, and that's lifted off. This is where the pattern was on this spare piece here. It gives a pretty pattern there, but it's scrap, you throw that away. And the bottom part itself. And now that exposes the first layer of the cut pieces, and this is the brass. The next one is pewter. The next one will be the tortoiseshell. This is the lower section that's removed, and in between these two is the wax paper that is, I'm sorry, not wax paper, it's grease paper that has been used for lubrication of the blade. Now these are with the backgrounds all taken out of the packet and laid aside there. Here's another view of the same. What will happen now is we will take the original column and put them in whatever the respective background is, and then for the other contra patterns we'll go ahead and place those in the other ones to give some sort of a image. And this is the final image. You can see the background has been placed in various combinations. The column on the left, as I mentioned earlier, is the permanent one. The other two are just scrap or throwaway. That should help you out in making good straight lines by using a file.